Welcome to the part 2 of Assistant Director in Ministry of Defense paper of the year 2022. Questions 25 to 29 are asked from the following passage. For an infant just beginning to interact with the surrounding world, it is imperative that he quickly become proficient in his native language. While developing a vocabulary and the ability to communicate using it are obviously important steps in this process. An infant must first be able to learn from the various streams of audible communication around him. To that end, during the course of his first few months of development, an infant will begin to observe the rhythmic patterns and sequences of sound that characterize his language and will begin to differentiate between the meanings of various pitch and stress changes. However, it is important to recognize that such learning does not take place in a vacuum. Infants must confront these language acquisition challenges in an environment where, quite frequently, several streams of communication or noise are occurring simultaneously. Consider, for example, an infant being spoken to by his mother. Before he can learn from the nuances of his mother's speech, he must first separate their speech from the sounds of the dishwasher, the family dog, the bus stopping on the street outside, and the quiet background noise in the form of speech. A newscaster on the television down the hall or siblings playing in an adjacent room. How exactly do infants wade through such a murky accumulation of audible stimuli? While most infants are capable of separating out two different voices despite of presence of additional competitive streams of sound, this capability is predicated upon several specific conditions. First, infants are better able to learn from a particular speech stream when that voice is louder than any of the competing streams of background speech. When two voices are of equal amplitude, infants typically demonstrate little preference towards one stream or the other. Most likely, equally loud computing voice streams for the infant become combined into a single stream that necessarily contains unfamiliar patterns and sounds that can quite easily induce confusion. Secondly, an infant is more likely to attend to a particular voice stream if it is perceived as more familiar than another stream. When an infant, for example, is presented with a voice stream spoken by his mother and a background stream delivered by an unfamiliar voice, usually he can easily separate out her voice from the distraction of the background stream. By using these simple yet important cues, an infant can become quite adept at concentrating on a single stream of communication and therefore capable of more quickly learning the invaluable characteristics of that stream. In the passage, the word absorb must nearly means acquisition of knowledge. The phrase predicted upon several specific conditions suggests that infants are not always able to learn from their environment. The author uses necessarily to suggest that a stream changes character when mixed with another. In the described situation, the infant would most likely separate his mother's speech from most background noises. The last example mainly illustrates that familiarity helps focus amid computing sounds. Question 30 is asked from the following passage. When a meteor collides with the Earth's atmosphere, the resulting friction causes the meteor to heat up and partially vaporize. Its entrance is seen as a brief flash of light and a luminous vapor trail that lasts for a few seconds. A meteor that reaches the Earth's surface is called a meteorite. Meteorites are extremely valuable to scientists because they are samples of actual cosmic material. What is the main topic of the passage about meteors? Meteor and meteorite. The Pirpur Report 1938 was prepared by Raja Sayyid Muhammad Mehdi. The Allahabad session 1930 was held by All India Muslim League. The mausoleum of Sheikh Bahauddin Zakaria is located in Multan. Baglihar Dam is constructed by India on Pakistan's river Chenab. The word Pakistan was coined by Chaudhry Rahmat Ali. Which pass connects Chatral with Badakhshan, Afghanistan? Dora Pass. How many seats are reserved for non-Muslims in Pakistan's National Assembly out of total 336 seats? 10. What is the length of Pakistan's border with China? 596 km. In terms of cultivation area, which is the largest crop in Pakistan? Wheat. How many medals did Pakistan win at the Commonwealth Games 2022? 7. Which Pakistani city is famous for manufacturing sports goods? Sialkot. At the time of Pakistan's creation, the cash balance was rupees 4 billion. Natural gas reserves at Sui, Balochistan were discovered in 1952. How many Pakistanis have won the Nobel Prize so far? 2. Who is the governor of the State Bank of Pakistan? Back in 2022, Raza Bakir was the governor of State Bank of Pakistan, who remained governor till 4th May 2022. He was succeeded by Murtaza Syed, who remained the governor of State Bank till 18 August 2022, and then on 19 August 2022, Jamil Ahmad became the governor of State Bank of Pakistan, who currently serves on the same seat. The Hasni tribe is settled in Western Balochistan. Which is the national bird of Pakistan? Chakor. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) was launched in 2015. The first international organization Pakistan joined was United Nations. The Tashkent Agreement 1966 between India and Pakistan was held through the mediation of Soviet Union. Thank you for watching this video. Stay blessed.